Hello. The Department of Justice just released a video that should prove that Jeffrey Epstein was not killed by other people but committed suicide. Let's have a look at that video. Jeffrey Epstein will appear now on the left side with his two guards and then continue walking to the right side where is his prison block on the second floor. Sadly, we cannot see this. I will explain you now why you cannot see important footage on that video, as the security camera is actually placed opposite of the staircase to the L tier where is Epstein's cell, and part of the view is blocked by the wall. There's another camera in the L tier block and it's working, but it's not recording the footage. That is another failure of the whole story, and it's not the only one. This doesn't look like high security prison when there's only one shitty security camera that is so pixelated that you cannot understand who's really walking on the video. So that is not high security for sure. And the angle and the position of that security camera shows nothing, that it doesn't show the door of the prison room of Jeffrey Epstein. So that is total BS. And who was president while this happened? Well, I think it's this guy. Donald Trump, the 45th president of the USA. So he should have hired the best people for it. Maybe not. Or he hired some other best people for the job. Who knows? Because Jeffrey Epstein was probably the most wanted dead person in the USA at that time, because he had contact with many rich people in the USA, and therefore it's very likely that some of these very famous, very rich people did something shitty with him together. Because Jeffrey Epstein was famous or imprisoned for abusing minors and doing trafficking of teenagers. So you can do your own conclusion about this.
Because you said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released. There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah, what you're going to see hopefully tomorrow is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information, but it's pretty sick what that man did.
I don't see how it's not shocking that there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable.
So, what did you see on the video? Was it Jack the Ripper? Or Quasimodo? Or maybe it was Jeffrey Epstein? I'm not really sure about it. The evidence is not really compelling. There's also one more evidence that there's something going wrong in this prison, because in the footage video there is 1 minute missing at about 12 o'clock. And Pam Bundy again said, well, that is daily occurrence that the system reboots and something like that. But the video has clearly been edited because the screen is moving for 1 pixel during the time. So it's clearly edited and not a technical issue. You can see the time marker on the left bottom of the screen, and it will happen at 11:58 and 58 seconds. And here you can see that it switched to 12 o'clock and 1 second. And I will replay it again, that you can see it again. And you can see that the picture moves up 1 pixel, because you can see a white line under the picture. So let's see what the current FBI director, Kash Patel, has to say about it.
Who killed Jeffrey Epstein?
This doesn't look right. It doesn't look like a suicide.
You know, Epstein's
I'm working my ass off along with the leadership at the Bureau and DOJ to get you what we're allowed to give you. And you're going to get the video of the cell. And you're going to see for yourself.
Did you think that Epstein was murdered?
No.
No suspicion at all of it?
But I have a different background, right?
Right.
So I was a public defender back in the day. I used to spend a lot of time in jails and a lot of time in segregated housing units, SHUs as we call them, right? And so, and I've known people that have committed suicide in these cells. And I know how you get in, how you get out, who works the system. And so the way, based on public information at the time, that he ended up, the pictures and him hanging himself, I was like, man, that guy killed himself. There's just no way that you could have run an op and had people go into that cell and not have any video of it and not have any people come out and say, hey, yeah, I saw that guy. He shouldn't have been there, the guard or this guy. There's just no access points into places like this in the detention center he was in, which I've been in.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but what I was told, what I'd read, was that the guards were not paying attention or were sleeping.
Well,
right?
And in short order, you'll see it.
Is that correct?
Well, it's hard to surmise that from a video, right? Like,
right.
Where they and look, do guards doze off on the night shift? Yeah. But no one can get in to the cell. And if they had gotten in to the cell, you would see it.
But we were told that the cameras were down.
Well, I don't know who said that.
But that was in the news.
We're giving you all the footage we have.
Let me get that straight. The director of the FBI, Kash Patel, needs to be informed by YouTuber Joe Rogan what is going on in the most prominent case in centuries of suicide in custody in the United States. That is also linked to sexual abuse of hundreds of children. I think I have a good cost-saving idea for DOJ. Shut down the FBI and turn over the investigative authority to the next kindergarten near of the FBI J. Edgar Hoover building. So, I will demonstrate you now that I am a magician by disappearing 3 men in that cell block. And to make it not too easy, I will make them disappear 6 years ago. Even David Copperfield will have a problem with it, but I can do it. So, let's go. Here the 3 men are coming, and zimzalabim, let them disappear. And they are gone. I think you cannot see them anymore, right? If you're interested in more details, you should read the investigation and review of the Federal Bureau of Prison Custody. I will put a link for the documents in my video comments. There's a lot of additional information with drawings and photos of the prison cell of Epstein, and also additional information about his first attempt to make suicide, and also the failure of the prison guards who slept during their shift and didn't check on Epstein every 30 minutes. So there cannot be any final conclusion about this case because there have been too many failures and there are too many mysteries still involved. There's a high probability that Jeffrey Epstein did commit suicide, but it's also not excluded that he was murdered. The evidence that the Department of Justice showed is not conclusive. I hope that at the end the truth will come out, but it is likely that the rich and the influential people in the USA will fight like hell, that the evidence will never see the light of day. I hope you liked the video and you click on like and subscribe my channel so you can see more content.